Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm StampinDeDe, and I'm a Stampin Up demonstrator who loves doing what I do. So I hope that you love your hobbies, and hope you're a card maker or a scrapbooker, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So the video today, our Stampin Thursday, is going to be an easy way to show both sides of our designer series paper. You know, I don't know about you, but sometimes I have a hard time using a sheet of paper because I love both sides and I don't want to put glue on either side. So we're going to look at that today. We're going to look at a way to show both sides of the paper, and it's a really simple card. So let's get on with the show. Let me put the camera facing down. Make sure I've got plenty of sound. Looks like I do. Make sure this sound is off, and it is. All right, here we are. So these are just a couple of samples of the card that I'll be demonstrating today. Let me get my computer up. All right. So that we can see, I can see what you can see. So, you know, there's pieces of paper like this one from the Earth in Elegance. Is that not cool? I could just think of lots of ways to use that paper. But then there's this other side that has all the muted in colors on it. And I thought, oh, shoot. I can see using the Moody Mauve or the Copper Clay or the Pebbled Path card base and working some of those colors in. So I have a hard time with papers like that or like this one. This is from Les Shops. And oh, I could cut some of these out or just to show a few of them. Would really be cool on a card. But then there's this beautiful blue side that I just love too. And I think, oh, if I start cutting these out, then what about this other side? So papers like that, papers like this from Masterfully Minded. Oh, I love that paper set. Masterfully Minded. Look at this. Look at the array of colors on this side. But then there's this really cool side where you can cut it and get a minimum of 6 cards out of it. So you mess that up by using this side. I don't know, it's just so hard for me to decide. And then there's this more muted, this beautiful boho blue, balmy blue piece out of Countryside Inn. But then you've got this adorable piece with the rabbits and the Night of Navy and all of the beautiful Misty Moonlight, all of these beautiful colors on this side. How am I going to decide? I love this really simple pattern. How am I going to decide what to do? Well, here is a way to do that. These are from the Inked Botanicals. And this side I love. It's a splash of flowers. Looks like maybe daisies. But on this side, then, you have this gorgeous gingham type pattern. And anything with gingham, I love. So I had a hard time deciding. So I thought, okay, perfect card to demonstrate this with. And really, there's two ways to do this. You can do it where, and I used the Lost Lagoon background. You can leave an edge all the way around, which that's a really cool look, isn't it? Or the Designer Series paper covers the whole front. Also, you can do the border several ways. This one I embossed with, I don't know, the leaves, whatever that leaves folder is. Let's see, can you see it? Turn it. Anyway, it's embossed. This one, I used the Layering Leaves stamp set and just did some stamping, some background stamping on it, because I used the Layering Leaves on the front here. So, lots of ways that you can personalize this and make it a little different. And then on the inside, I just used the contrasting side, layered a piece of paper on it. Same thing with this one. So, how do we do this? Let's get started. Let me move these up here. The first thing we're going to need is our card base, and this card base is Flirty Flamingo. So let me burnish it. Okay. And we're going to start with this one where the whole piece is the front of the card. So the first thing we're going to do, this is an 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. But we're going to bring our trimmer in, and we're going to trim off the front 3 1/4 inches, leaving a 1 inch border. So we're going to leave a border that's like this. We're going to set that aside because we'll probably use it. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my other sheet because we're going to make both cards. But I'm going to go ahead while I've got my trimmer here and trim 3 1/4. Three 1/4. I brought it right to 3 1/4 because it's a 4 1/4 card front. So we want to leave an inch. All right. So we have both of our card bases ready to go. So if we're going to do the full sheet on the first one, that's not it. It's got to be this one. Yeah, this is it. Then we're going to cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/2. 4 by 5 1/2. The main thing is we want the 5 1/2. We do 4 just because out of a 12 by 12, you can get 3 cards across if you cut it 4, and we're going to put it under here anyway. So it's not going to matter that it's a little bit short. That's not going to matter at all. So 4 by 5 1/2. Now, we can do whatever we want to this one. So what I'm going to do is take an extra piece of this. This is Hello Irresistible. And I love both sides of this. Look at the colors in that. Is that not beautiful with that sort of a hatch pattern on the back, and then the flowers on the front with the colors blended in. So I have an extra piece of that I cut off because this is 6 by 6 paper. So I cut 2 inches off. All right. So if I'm going to use a piece of this on the front, do I want a piece of that, or do I want the other side? There, I could bring in that Flirty Flamingo. I think I want this side. So I'm going to cut it, instead of 5 1/2, I'm going to cut it 5 1/4, and I want this pink at the top. So I'm going to cut it 5 1/4 by 3/4, because this is 1 inch wide. So we want to, actually I'm going to cut it almost between 3/4. So what is that, 3 7/8? And I want to get some of the pink. So that should be right about the same size. Let me look and see. That's what we want right there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And I'm just going to use my green glue. I have my green glue in my little container that makes it easier. So I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to put this at the top. So let me just put my green glue, my Tombow. There we go. And I'm going to put it right here. Move it up a little bit. There we go. Mash it down. My 12 by 12 papers are in my way. Let it dry a minute. All right, now we have our border done. And now we're ready to take our paper. And I'm going to put a strip of glue. Let's see. Right along this edge, because it's going to go underneath. So I'm going to put it right along that edge. And I'm going to put it right along this edge. Okay. And now we're going to position it. Bring it to the edge. I want it to all the edges here. And then mash this down. And now we have our paper. Isn't that beautiful? The front of the card. And on the inside, we would use a piece of designer series paper. And I would probably, I mean, you can get fancy and stamp the flower in here, but for time's sake, I'm just going to use another strip of the contrasting pattern, the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and make that a 1/2 inch. Snug it up against the edge. I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 of them. Snug it up against the edge. All right. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. And it's not going to go all the way to the edge. So I'll just put glue to about right there. I started at the top. So come down, make it equal distance all the way down. I got a little bit of glue there. Should have had my silicone mat out here. All right, so we've got this ready to put in. I'm going to put it in the inside. Now, all we need is our sentiment. And if you get a little bit of glue there, which I usually do, then this wonderful adhesive eraser just comes along and removes it beautifully. Beautifully. Right there. Because if you don't go ahead and get it off, then it catches the dust and the lint and it begins to look dirty. All right, so I think for my sentiment, I'm going to use the, what is this? It's the Duo, what's it called? The double oval punch. And the smaller oval is gonna be for my sentiment. And the larger oval, I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight, which is one of the colors in this paper. I think that would just look so pretty to bring that out. All right. So I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday on this. This Happy Birthday is from the Pansy Patch. I love this Happy Birthday. It's small, and it's got the two different fonts. I just love it. Here we go. Put my ink away right now. Get this on the yellow. The Daffodil Delight. All right, and then we can position this. We might also, let's see, I didn't think about ribbon. And I don't know, maybe this. What is this? Oh, that's Lemon Lolly. And this one is golden. I might use that. It's a gold ribbon, but I think it might work. Let me look. I didn't think about ribbon ahead of time. Oh, I think that'll work great. So I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. Get a couple of dimensionals on there. Pop it up here maybe. Sort of close to where it turns pink. Got to get it straight. I should leave it a little crooked, right? My trademark. All right. So this is a gold ribbon. It's in the new catalog. I hope it looks all right. I don't have a Daffodil Delight ribbon. I'm not even sure if there's one in there. I think this one will work. I think it'll pick up the colors and be muted enough that it doesn't overpower it. Where do we like it best? I would trim it, of course. Do we want it there? Or up here? Or down here? I don't know. I kind of like it over there. Let's try it. Cut that one a little more. All right. Yeah, I kind of like it there. So let's use a glue dot. Put it down. Put the ribbon right on the glue dot and pick it up. put it right there. Right there. There we go. Now, I could also, let's just leave it like that. You could also put some gems, but we're going to leave that one just like it is. All right, let me get my pieces cleaned up here. All right, so that's the one that covers the full sheet. It covers the whole front of the card, but it has the contrasting piece here. And when you open it up, it's got the contrast here, the back side that you can see and enjoy, and then the front side piece here. All right, so that one's done. So now we're going to do the one that has the border. So we'll bring out our card base. This piece I cut to 4 by 5 1/4 so that it leaves a border. The 4-inch so that we get all of the pieces off the 12 by 12. And then instead of 5 1/2, this is 5 1/4. Now, before we put that down, we need to decide what we're going to do with our flap. We could do this again, or I have the stamp set. Let me get it. Hello, or the Irresistible Blooms. I don't know. Maybe the leaves? Yeah, let's do the leaves. We'll use this one. And we'll get a block. And I don't want it to stand out a whole lot. So let's use our Flirty Flamingo ink. Since this is Flirty Flamingo card base. Remove our Designer Series paper. All right, I'm going to stamp off once just to see what it looks like. Get it good and inked up. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go here. Yeah. And here. And now I'm going to close it so that I can go off of it this way. Here. Oh, I think that's going to look good. Open it back up. And put it there. Maybe one little bitty edge right here. Right there. How's that? Oh, I think that'll look good. I think that'll look good. Close my ink, and now we're ready to put our piece on. Yeah, this is right side up, and so we're going to go with that. So I'm going to put a little bit of Stampin' Seal, but I'm not going to start it at the edge because our paper doesn't go all the way to the edge, and I'm going to stop before I get to the edge. This one, of course, I can go from edge to edge. All right. Now we're going to position it so that there's an edge, an equal edge all the way around. And then we'll bring this down. There we go. There we go. And we're ready for our inside. And you know, we do have our stamps out. So I'm going to get the small bloom. And I'll clean this stamp and put it away. I mean, why not? We've got the stamps out. why not? Put my leaf stamp away. I'm not going to use all the flower anyway, so I don't need to get a bigger block. And I'm going to use my Flirty Flamingo again. I only need the top part of the flower because I'm going to put it right here on the corner. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp. You could also do the envelope with that stamp or the leaves, either one. All right, we're ready to put this one in. Okay. Here we go. Get it as even as I can possibly get it. Whoop, you know what I didn't do? I didn't measure it behind. I need to make sure that it goes behind this. And in fact, you might even want to make it a little bit smaller. Get this even here. There we go. Now it's behind it. All right. Hi, Kay. Thank you for watching. I love this idea too. I love being able to see both sides of my designer series paper. All right, and so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do another happy birthday. I could do it different, of course, and probably would if I weren't demonstrating this. But since I am, we're going to do the same thing so we can see the two different methods. All right, so I'm going to stamp happy birthday. Get my happy birthday stamp, my black ink, ink it up. Try to get it straight. There we go. Clean my stamp. So it's ready for the next time. Cover up my ink. Glue this one down. Try to get it even. Well, it's pretty good. There we go. Put dimensionals on the back. We'll do the same thing. We'll put it right up here. And we'll use our ribbon. Let me get another piece of ribbon. Go ahead and get us a bow tied here. Oh, it's not going to cooperate this time. Now, bring that one in. it smaller. Tighten it one more time. Trim my edges. Okay, I need to bend this. I think I tightened it more than I did the other one. So I need to get it bent in a little bit, get me a glue dot. Put it right in this. Oh yeah. Yeah, the only thing we did different, I looked at it and I thought, uh-oh, I forgot to put the paper on. But we did a different border. And I'm going to add a glue dot right here, just because it doesn't seem to want to lay down like the other one did. So I'm going to add a glue dot right there to keep it a little more in place. There we go. I'm out of the camera. Okay. Happy birthday. And room for your sentiment and sign. And look, I got some stuff. I do that all the time. All the time. There we go. That's why I keep this adhesive eraser handy. Now, here are our two cards. The difference being this one covers the whole front. This one leaves a border of the flirty flamingo around it. And of course we did the little insert, the little one inch piece. We stamped leaves on this one and we used the designer series paper on that one. The insides we also did a little bit different. I used the designer series paper on this one. And on this one, we just stamped the image. All right, so that's these three, or these two different designs. Let me raise this up just a little bit so we're getting more showing here. Because I have one more. This paper is from the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper package. I love this. Of course, I'm a Designer Series paper addict. I am a paper addict. If there was a group to go to, I would go to it because I love pretty paper. And this one has so much color, and you can cut it, you know, into your 4-inch pieces and have 6 cards out of it. Wonderful way to use it. But then on the back, there's this beautiful, pretty peacock, torn looking paper. And I love that too. So I did a card showing both sides of that. And that's this card. So I used this piece on the front. And I used the inside piece here. I cut out a couple of the roses. I just fussy cut them to put on the sentiment label. I did use some lemon lime twist gems. And then on the inside, I just cut the edge of this and put it inside. I absolutely love that card. I love the look. I love that I got to use and display both sides of the paper. So, there you have it. 3 different papers and a different way to do each one of them. So, I hope that you will now make one of these cards. Pick out one of your designer series papers that you've just not used because it was too pretty to cut up and put glue on one side or the other. So I think I'm probably not the only one who has that problem. So I hope this encourages you to try something new and show both sides of your paper. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, thank you so much. And it would help me so much if you would share it with somebody maybe that you know that would like to see it, or share it to your page. If you would give me a thumbs up and comment, all of those things help so much with YouTube. And if you're watching the replay here on Facebook Live, thank you. I wish you could be here live. I always enjoy that. Kay, thank you for making the time to be here live. I hope that you have a wonderful day. You know, it is so hot outside. It's too hot to do yard work or even to just hang out outside. So what a wonderful way to use your time to try a new technique in your card making. Find somebody that needs a card of encouragement from you. All right. So for today, Stampin' Thursday, I wish you farewell. I'm StampinDeDe, Deanna Blackman, and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.